So here's this great little speedometer that I found on, I think I picked up a clue from somebody somewhere a couple of days ago. I can't tell you where or how or when, but anyway, here's this GPS speedometer. Maybe you had enough light to see that. This is just absolutely the greatest little gadget I have ever seen. Look at this. Look at this, people. Isn't this something? I have to get some light on, I know. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this darling little gadget. It looks a lot like the speedometers in our buses. You know, it's close enough. It isn't perfect, but it's close enough. It has a red needle instead of a white one, and it has a digital odometer instead of a mechanical one. But look, isn't this something? It just, you can just screw it right in to the spot in the instrument panel where your current speedometer is. You remove the current speedometer and you put this one in like that. Just drop it into your instrument panel, this being the back of the panel, and you're good to go. This is just fantastic, this little gizmo. Here's the back of it. Now, I bought two. I buy two of everything because that's the way I do things. First reason is if one of them is defective, it doesn't slow down my job, whatever I'm doing. So that speedometer comes with an electrical hookup. The positive wire, the negative wire, and the instrument panel light, or the dial light. The next part of it is the GPS signal. Now, cars and trucks and buses, of course, are made of metal, and when this speedometer is installed in your instrument panel, how would it get a GPS signal? Well, look, it comes with an antenna that you can mount in the windshield or down by the corner out of sight in the glass. You want it exposed to the exterior to pick up the signal from the satellites. So here's that. Plugs into the back with a little miniature coax cable. These are the buttons that set the modes, kilometers or miles per hour, kilometers per hour, and this resets the trip odometer, which is in the front. Again, no light, but it's down there. Remember, it has the total miles in the window, and it has the trips in the window. So, I went ahead and rigged this one up with a cigarette lighter socket so I could plug it into my car and check it out. So all I did was from the positive terminal of the cigarette lighter, this part, you can buy these at an auto parts store, positive wire, and as you know, the shell of your lighter socket is this contactor, and that's the negative wire. At this time, I was tempted to connect the instrument panel light to the hot. I didn't, and I'm going to do that now. And then I'm going to plug this into the 12-volt system here at home. No, I won't because the nut came apart. Okay, anyway, so I can't wait to get a bus to try this in. I'll probably take it over and try it out in our 4103. That's the speedometer I showed you. It was running a little bit fast, and so I'm going to take that one out and put this one in. I haven't pinned down that instrument panel yet permanently anyway. So uh, there you have it. This little speedometer. Uh, I got it from Amazon, and I can't wait to try it out. Boy, I'll tell you what, they really come up with some. Isn't this something? Decades of us screwing around with speedometers, and here's something that we could just screw in, plug in, and bingo. So I drove out to C&J with this on the seat next to me, plugged in, and it was perfectly accurate with my speedometer in my Dodge Ram. I noticed a delay of 1/2 to 1 second when I made a sudden speed change. I deliberately dynamited the brakes at 50 miles an hour with nobody behind me. And about a 1/2 second later, this dropped along with the car speedometer. I did the same thing by jamming on the pedal at 50 and jumped the vehicle up to 80, and this kept right up with it. It hit 80 about a 1/2 second after my car speedometer did. So this looks like a great idea, guys. And if you decide to get one of these, why don't you go ahead and let me know, or post a video of your own and show it to all of us, okay? And when I get to this, it might be a week or so before I get back out to the garage. I'll set up a video too. So anyway, there you have it. Hope you had a nice day with me. I certainly did. I enjoyed my day. I enjoyed my life. And I'm sure glad that I can share it with all of you here on YouTube. Thanks. Bye. This is a follow-up on the polarity part of wiring in your new speedometer or anything else if you have a positive ground system on your bus. I would suggest that you carefully observe that the speedometer is not made of metal, it's made of plastic. So we're really well off here. We're really good with this deal because that means you got no grounding issues. So observe the polarity. Remember that on your negative ground bus, or on your positive ground bus, the hot is the negative. So when you connect anything electrical on a positive ground system, the red wire is the ground and the black wire is the hot. Remember, metallic objects will short out if you do that, but plastic objects like this new speedometer won't short out. So understand that it will be the black wire of the speedometer that goes to your running switch, not the red wire. It will also be the black wire of the dial light. The orange wire of the dial light will go along with the black wire to the ignition switch. That way the polarity of the light is correct, and so is the polarity of the speedometer, because you're going to ground the red wire. Now, getting to a cigarette lighter socket. We all should have cigarette lighter sockets so that we can plug in our GPS, so that we can plug in our phone chargers and whatever, our laptops, whatever else we're going to take with us on a trip. So go to O'Reilly Auto Parts or someplace like it that has the dual socket cigarette lighter socket mounted on a plastic bracket. You cannot buy an ordinary cigarette lighter socket with the metal bracket and screw it to the side panel on your bus. Remember, the side panel is positive ground. So be sure that you install a plastic mounted cigarette lighter socket system on your side panel, and the center of the lighter socket and the center of the cigarette lighter plug, the accessory plug, your charger, this speedometer, whatever it is going to be positive, and that will be grounded in your cigarette lighter socket. So the wire from the cigarette lighter socket, the center pin, goes to the ground. You ground that to the side panel of your bus. Now, the sleeve of the socket is hot, positive. So that sleeve now is wired to the hot negative of your bus. Use a 10 amp circuit breaker in series. You can get those old-fashioned bus circuit breakers. I don't use a fuse because things happen and you blow a fuse and you're screwed. So use a 10 amp circuit breaker and be sure that you have the side, the shield, or the sleeve rather, of that socket, which is that slider on the cigarette lighter plug. That is the hot negative, okay? Then you don't have to make any changes in anything else. Everything you buy then will work properly, okay? That's it. Hi, everybody. Today is going to be an experience that I sadly have to deal with every now and then, and that's the retirement of one of us. So after a while, I'll be going over to C&J Bus Repair in Bloomington, Minnesota to celebrate the retirement of Steve Bongard. We will not be wearing masks during the short video clip. We have all become very aware of what's happening with the COVID-19. We have all filled out one of these forms that is a self-examination of our health condition. Deals with who we are, where we've been, and who we've met recently, whether we've traveled away from our regular area or not. Today is Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. I hope you enjoyed this video with us, and I hope you understand that we're being very careful about social distancing. It doesn't look that way in this upcoming video, but we all felt comfortable with this and thought we'd do this without masks, and I hope you don't have too much of a negative attitude toward it, but I understand, and we did get back away from each other as soon as we did the 5-minute video clip. So I hope you enjoy this. And then following that, I have something else I'd like to show you. I found out about a GPS speedometer, and I want to show that to you. They're available on Amazon, and I'll tell you about that when I get back from C&J. So sit back and relax and enjoy this 5 minutes plus the speedometer bit coming up. Be right back. Hey, Bus Old Man Phil here. We're at C&J Bus Repair in Bloomington, Minnesota today to celebrate the departure of one of the greatest guys in the classic bus industry and somebody who is totally invisible to most of you. Steve Bongard, say hello to all of the classic bus people.
Hi guys.
Tell them who you are and where you came from.
Well, he already told you who I am. I started in the bus business 50 years ago after getting out of the Navy, so still here.
And he's going to stay here. He has the spirit and the heart to stay with us through his retirement. He's promised to be accessible to us, and for that we're forever grateful. And
All of us?
and all of us. Yep. Every damn one of us.
Starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Why do we have to wait till tomorrow? And this is my dear friend, what's your name? Dodie is the secretary of the outfit, and Dodie had the tolerance to marry Dan, who's one of the great mechanics here at C&J, who also is familiar with our classic buses and has given me many, many learned, what the hell is
Moments.
the word? Many learned moments.
Lucky
Thank
you, Dan.
And this is J.D. Dickinson. This is the man that runs the joint. All decisions are made by him,
Heavy on the man.
except what he doesn't know. Ross
Hello, all.
is the manager over at Richfield Bus Company. Ross is well into classic buses. Ross
Absolutely.
knows what we do. So Ross comes from managing transit systems, railroads, airlines, bus companies. God only knows what's left. Street railway systems.
That's about the only one.
Well,
I'll go for that next.
We'll get you in that. And here's Tom. Tom is the air conditioning man here at C&J.
He's working especially hard today outside.
50 degrees
And
outside.
when you dial the number here, which is what?
952-881-0034.
Give 'em
Or
a call.
1-800-BUS-FIX.
Yep.
1-800-BUS.
Bus Fix.
Bus Fix. 1-800-BUS-FIX. If you miss the phone number, back up, hear it, and hit pause while you write it down. This is Dave. Dave is a parts man. Dan can find anything.
He's single,
Anything.
girls.
What's that, Ross?
Single girls.
Well, he's a gorgeous guy.
Or he will be after they see this.
So,
Yes, taken.
if you ever need anything on Earth, if we can't get it at Busboys, Steve can find it or Dave can find it. Now, I don't really know what you do around here.
Mechanic.
This is one of the mechanics.
GG stands for Go Greyhound.
Oh, gee,
Greyhound.
Okay.
He's our Greyhound service technician.
Okay, great, that's great. Greyhound runs MCIs and Prevost, so here's your MCI and Prevost man. And that's it, you can see behind me MCIs and Prevost. So the next thing,
Don't forget about that GM.
what GM?
Right there.
Oh my goodness, come on up here and look at this. Well, I'll be. Behold, a buffalo. Of course, with a big old air conditioning unit on the roof, of course, you're gonna expect that. But if you don't want roof air conditioning, these guys will fix the air conditioning you have. Okay, we're gonna have pizza now and celebrate Steve's retirement.
Woo, Steve!
All right. Steve has an excellent collection of parts books and service manuals on our GM coaches, and Steve has offered to retain that collection for our use as time passes. So that's it. Boss Old Man Phil here. Right if you get working, hang by your thumbs.